Let's do this.
Okay, breaking into episode 41. Welcome, everybody. Take a seat, relax. Let us seduce you with our words and things. No, random intro this week. I've given up on that because Jimmy's just ungettable. I can't get him. So, hi.
Nothing slips by me.
Something slips in you, though, doesn't it, eh?
And stop recording.
How are you, buddy? You okay?
I'm well, thanks. You?
I'm all right. What a busy-ish week. It's been really, it's been productive. That's all I can say.
A productive week. Productive is boring.
Exactly.
What are the unproductive things that you've done?
Masturbated, laundry. Laundry's productive but boring, I suppose. No,
unless you do it at the same time as task one.
Yeah, with the friction burns. Anyway, no. This weekend I did the Prison Break event at the Dana, which was fucking amazing. It was so. People have no idea the preparation and the amount of planning that goes into this sort of thing, and people absolutely loved it. And it's made me more so really want to get on with possibly doing the Prison Break Thors-Kin special. So I'm gonna reach out to people and try and get a camera for us, and I'm gonna get you a ticket, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think you'll really enjoy it. I think you need somebody else with you though, so whether we can get Chris or maybe maybe Ryan or somebody else to go around with you, because you need more than one of you.
Ryan's already in prison. He's just got married.
Yeah, you can hear the chains.
Congratulations!
he's on his way to Vegas as we speak. So
really,
yeah, Vegas, baby.
Isn't that where you're supposed to go before you get married?
Yeah. I've seen people. I've got a friend, Steve, who's he went to Vegas with his missus, and they had a great time. The pictures are amazing. People don't understand, like us English folk. Yeah, we don't understand. You got the Grand Canyon, and you got so much shit around you. That's amazing to go and see. So I'd love to go to Vegas. I would. So many places in the US I'd love to go and see. One of them is obviously Tucson in Arizona to go see Garrett, of course. Big shout out to him.
No, we don't like him. He's no longer a friend of the show.
Shout out to him because he's had a really rough week. Obviously, we were about to record. It was a late show, but we had it all planned. It was all organised. We were meant to record, and he had a family member pass away, which really upset him. So we had to cancel recording at the last minute. Literally had everything set up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm really excited," and he had to bail, which, respect to him and his family. I'm not going to record on the day where he's just found that out. So last night we managed to record the Weekly Bazaar for Friday. Make sure you catch that. And you know what? If any of you Thors-Kin listeners have never listened to the Weekly Bazaar, I'm constantly hearing amazing things about how good the show is and how good our dynamic is, and people really enjoying it. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do.
Yeah, it's such a good show. Like all the random little topics that you just don't think of, and awesome people to discuss it as well.
Yeah.
who will talk about those really weird things.
And this week I don't want to go on too much about it because it's all on the show, but one of the topics we discussed was they managed to they bring back a brain.
Yeah, that was one of the things when we were going to do like the stand-in show. That was the thing that I was going to talk about, was bringing back the brain for 3 hours or something like that. That's scary.
They've made huge advances in that now. They've kept one alive for 36 hours, and not just that, they've managed to get it to run a full blood circulation system. So they've got it to actually work.
So basically, they're like one step away with artificial limbs and organs and nervous systems, all of that, to basically making a Frankenstein. You give all of that tech to Boston Dynamics, and we are fucked.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But make sure you check out the Weekly Bazaar for our bizarre take on that. We actually did the intro as Germans this week, which was interesting.
Not racist at all.
Nine. Okay, so a couple of shout outs. I want to give a shout out to the guys from the Rebel Radio podcast, Matt Childson and Mark Nazia. They do a little spin-off show like what we do, but they call it Comics with Arnold, and one of the guys basically reads out a comic book with an Arnie impression. It's really fun. And they were after suggestions, and I was like, Deadpool's relevant right now, so I was like, why not do Deadpool Kills the Universe? So they got Deadpool Kills the Universe 2. It's a new one now that's out.
Yeah.
And yeah, they gave us a huge shout out at the beginning of that, and they called us an Asgard dick, which is great.
It's better than being a nowhere dick.
Exactly. And so yeah, a huge shout out if you guys are podcast collectors and you would like to hear people talk about movies, because what they do is it's a bit like a book group, but with movies. So they find a movie, they both watch it, and they sit and discuss it. They pick up old things, like they did Buckaroo Banzai last week, and they did Highlander the week before, things like that. They sound very similar to us. Apparently, we swear a lot more than them. I mean, I've heard the show, and yeah, it's right. They got the odd fucking nut in there, but we're kind of like every other.
We were swearing before it was cool, bro.
I did say Jimmy keeps telling me to kind of bring it down a level, but I keep making his head swirl with anger.
Yeah, but then I come in and just don't watch what I say anyway, so I'm a complete hypocrite when it comes to that kind of stuff. Yeah, let's make it more accessible. Let's not quite swear so much, and then I'm just like, shit bollocks.
We're trying to sort out a show together, but I think they've got a problem with headphones and the kind of equipment that we've got between us. So once we've sorted that out, we're going to get a show together. Next week, I'm going to try and I'm going to couple us up with Chris Osborne, who does the Play Comics podcast, which is fantastic. What he does is he takes video game adaptations of comic books, mm-hmm. and he compares them to the actual comic books and what's similar about them. So we're going to try and get a show together with them. A huge shout out to the immersive events guys, obviously from the weekend from the prison. You guys are amazing. Like, people don't understand how actually hard it is. Like, for example, right, my role, I don't want to shout my own because people are so much better at doing their roles than me, but for the whole day, like when you're on a stage, you play that character for like an hour. We were there from sort of 11 in the morning right through till sort of 3 o'clock, playing these characters continuously for hours. And I was an Irish chef, right? So it's not easy. We had a guy playing a vicar and a girl playing a doctor, and we had a girl playing a drunk. There's so much. I don't want to go on too much about it, but all I can say is completely immersive. And I'm not giving anything away when I say that the part that I play, we have a secret bar that the guards don't know about. We have like a curtain that runs across the bar. There's disco lights going. There's decks in the back playing music and everything. So when they walk in, I'm like, oh, okay, guys, welcome to the secret bar. Okay, and if the guards come and you hear me shout guards, the bar gets covered up, the lights go up, and you cover up the football table. So, like, whenever I'd hear screws or guards, I'd be like, fuck, cover up the curtain, the bar with the curtain, whether there's people at the bar or not. So the curtain goes right around them while they're trying to order their drinks. I whack off all the lights. I run to the back. I'm going, fuck, running across this huge fucking mess hall. I turn off the DJ decks, all the disco lights, and then the light come on, and then the guards walk in going, what's going on in here then? And it's as if nothing's ever happened. It's fantastic. It's so good. And also, quickly, a shout out to all you listeners, because you've nearly run us up to 1,000 listeners on Podbean. So that's fucking amazing. Last time I checked, it was at 951.
Let's get it up to 2,000 by Wednesday, people.
And this is bizarre.
Let's share it. Spread the love.
About 3 weeks ago, I was like, well, we're getting a few listeners. No, it's getting there. And in the last month or so, we've had a huge influx, which is great. We've got listeners in Japan, India, Brazil, Sweden, everywhere, man. I'm so happy. So thank you very much. And we're going to think of something special to do, whether it's a forfeit or whether it's just something daft we can do on Facebook Live. We'll think of something we can do just to say thank you. And I think that is it for our shout-outs.
Awesome. Yeah, so before we crack on, because we always do this right at the end, bit of e-begging. Make sure you give it a like and a subscribe and share it to your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever you like to use, the channel, the video, whatever you want to actually do. Just give it some sort of share.
And just a bit of information. If you do share your podcast to one person, they may have 12 friends that they might share them to, and they might have 12 friends that they might want to share it to, and they might have. We could.
And it will, for every download and share that we get, we will save a small African child from starvation in Africa. Alex has vowed to do that.
Yeah,
in person.
I'll get on the phone to Madonna. Don't you worry.
Don't we want to save them, not like sentence them to a horrendous life in Western culture?
And also, actually, we've got postcards arriving on Wednesday, and the first person to get a postcard from us, I've already got his address, and he's going to get it, is Graham Arnold, our Gray, because he's always been fantastic to the show. So I'm going to send him one out. And you know what? If you guys do get in touch with us on Facebook, give us a suggestion for the show. You know, these little things that we posters that we put, help us, give us a suggestion for the show. We'll send you out a postcard. I don't mind spending 30p on a stamp to send one out to you. So make sure you do that, guys.
Damn,
and on with the show.
Postcards. Oh. Don't get missing them postcards, people.
No, because if you get one, you can send it, you can take a picture, send it to us, and say you got it. We can say,
yeah, man.
Like I said, we've got listeners all over the world. We're hitting like 30 states out of America right now.
I can't wait for whoever's listening to us, like in Japan, to make a suggestion, and you're like, yeah, and that's £17 export fees.
Oh God. Okay,
right, what we got?
Superhero bar fight from last week. Let's discuss that because that was quite cool. I enjoyed that last week. We had Hulk versus Shazam and Lara Croft versus Geralt. I'm just getting the poll up now.
So Hulk versus Shazam was one of the ones I was really, really excited for. I enjoyed doing that. I feel like we kind of ended it maybe a little bit too quickly. We could have had a lot more going on. But still, it was a good episode.
Yeah, I think that Shazam has got enough talent to be able to give the Hulk a fair few problems, but he's also quite dumb in the way that he's young, you know.
Yeah.
And we had it so that Hulk would just be getting annoyed and just grab Shazam and put him into a hole in the floor, and which I would really like. And people agreed with us: 72% for the Hulk and 28% for Shazam would win.
We got it right.
We got it right, but do we give the Hulk too much credit, or do you think we're always getting it right?
I don't think Hulk gets enough credit. Both, even like in the MCU, whenever he turns up in a film, it's like, oh shit, Hulk's here. Like Loki used him to like rip apart the team in Avengers 1. He was a huge part of Thor Ragnarok and Avengers 2. In reality, Thor is probably like the only person that can get close to holding him off. He would just annihilate anything.
Thanos. Anyway,
that's why you've got but that's why you've got to do things like whoop his ass and give him erectile dysfunction for the next 3 hours. Like, because if he's part of the film, it just completely changes the dynamic. So yeah, I don't think Hulk gets enough credit.
Okay, and then on the other fight, we had Geralt from The Witcher versus Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. We had this as kind of a. We made fun of it, didn't we? We gave him a break and made it so Geralt took Lara Croft by surprise while she's at her stupid campfire. 61% for Geralt and 39% for Lara Croft. People that are voting for Lara Croft probably don't quite understand the Witcher game. I should have put Geralt Witcher on that. But yet again, I put Geralt with a not capital G, pressed start poll, and you can't edit. I need to think about these things before I do. So yeah, we got that one right. And that was a good one to discuss as well, because it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have about a motherfucker, if he's got magic, motherfucker's got magic. All right.
Exactly. If he's got magic, motherfucker's got magic. That's awesome. That should be like the tagline for whoever goes up against Superman. Motherfucker's got magic. I reckon they really missed a trick with The Witcher. They should have just called him Gerald, like an old man's English name.
Hello, I'm Gerald. I'm here to chop off your head.
Can you imagine that? You've got like one of those badass characters in video games. Oh, what's his name? It's Gerald. Oh. Okay. Albert. Albert the Witcher.
Hello, my name is Percy, and I'm here to fuck shit up.
After he takes his flat cap off and puts his double barrel shotgun to one side.
So what have you been up to anyway this week, mate?
Lots and lots of State of Decay, to be honest. Three main things. State of Decay. I powered through the end of season 23 of Top Gear, the one with Chris Evans in, to pick up season 24, and I finished that. And I was just like, right, I'll watch one episode of the next season. I'm just going to give it a go. And to my surprise, I didn't realise Chris Evans wasn't part of Top Gear in the last season. And it went back to normal. And yes, it's different people, but they went back to like adventuring in different countries, and they got rid of the stupid track. They brought the old Top Gear track back, and they had a dynamic between three people, and they were taking the piss out of each other, and they were doing stupid sports with their cars, and it was brilliant again. Like, they just took it away from, this car has this much horsepower. This is the technology that's in it. We give it a 5 out of 5 review. It's like, no. I want to know how, like, the first episode was they were going around like throwing goat carcasses off their cars or something like that into a big pit, and they were like, this is the most fucked up shit that I have ever seen.
But the thing is about Joey, he's just so, his voice is just like, yeah, I'm selling a Mustang 500 and it's so powerful and I'm really happy about it, and we're about to go and travel 1,000 miles across Africa now, and it's just like, fucking just show some animation, do something funny.
Yeah, like... I know. The thing is, with the new season though, it kind of, the two people that bounce off him I didn't like in the first season, but they came into their own in the second. And when you took Chris Evans out of it, that kind of like over the top, hi, it's Top Gear and I'm announcing to you from the top of Mount Kilimanjaro without a megaphone. It's like, just chill out, or just remove him from the series entirely, and it all gelled together. So like you had different tiers of personality, which works a lot better. Anyway, long story short is that got me back into Forza Horizon a little bit. So I've just been gunning that. I paid 1.8 million for a Ferrari FXXK. And it's gorgeous. It just hugs the road as you're going around all the races. Like, you don't even need to try. So I've been playing loads of Forza Horizon again, kind of. So I'd blitz the.
Bitch, I would fucking ruin you at that game. Oh, it's on. We need to record some game footage of this.
And in between that, I've just been doing loads of State of Decay, which, for as unpolished a turd as that game is, god damn, that game is addictive. It's so good.
The new one, right?
Yeah, number 2. It's just unpolished. It just needs. You can tell it's like a AAA indie, if that makes sense. It's not like a AAA game by any means, because the polish just isn't there graphically. Some bits pop. Sometimes and you always make this kind of thing where if you've got a nice lighting engine on something, you can make a turd look beautiful. It has moments like that where the lighting just catches you, like, oh, that's really nice looking. But in general, it's a little bit lacking in textures. It's a bit rough around the edges. There's screen tearing, where in a generation of games where I haven't seen screen tearing in years. So overall, it's like it needed 3 or 4 really good art designers, like people from somewhere in PlayStation, basically, to come over and go, let's show you how to do graphics properly. But the core gameplay is absolutely awesome. It's deep as hell. They've expanded loads on the base building. So now you don't just have like a plot to build a garden or a workshop or something. You can build like 2 or 3 different versions of a garden or a workshop or an infirmary. Then you can upgrade it, and on like the 2nd or 3rd upgrade, it opens up into like a specialist, like advanced upgrades. So there's tiers and layers to all of the building, and on each one you can add mods. So like you can have a garden. If you've got someone with gardening skills, you can teach them about hydroponics, and if you can hook up a water butt and a generator, then all of a sudden you can get this like high yielding garden going so that you can feed all your survivors. But that's like days worth of scavenging and that goes into it, and you've got to manage all of this stuff at the same time. Gunplay in it's awesome. It makes like every time you leave just by yourself without a second survivor, if you run into like a juggernaut, for example, like a 12-foot high big show monstrosity that can literally just, if he gets hold of you, he will tear you apart. Even with full health, he will just rip you to pieces, and that's it. That's your survivor gone. Like, you go around clenching your arsehole whenever you see one, because you're just like, I don't want to lose all my shit, please just run away. You can upgrade all the cars, you can, it's just so deep. And all of that with co-op. Like, you've got to get on it. You would really, really enjoy it. You know how, like, with Sea of Thieves, I said, oh, you know, it looks gorgeous, but there isn't too much to it. And I said, get on it, we'll have some fun. But every time I said that, I said, Ow, I'm telling you now, I want you to get on it, but I know it's not your kind of game. This is kind of the opposite. I think you could get into State of Decay.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, I can't...
We'll see.
This Game Pass thing, man. I just don't know. I've been
buy the game if you don't like to do it through Game Pass. Just buy the game. It's £25.
Do you know? I was explaining on the Bazaar last night that I have changed as a human being. Right. Last night I recorded through the Champions League final. Right, which is a fucking huge no-go for me normally. Right, I'd never missed a Champions League final for anything. But podcasting for me has become like, it's just become a huge fucking obsession, I guess. I mean, but like, any spare money I've got, I'm putting aside for new equipment. I'm getting I'm getting a new. I want to get a new mic and a new mixer, and I want to make things sound sexy as fuck. Like, I'm fed up as a little orange snowball now. And I also want to start having proper live guests on the show as well to record with you. So, you know, I'll get Game Pass eventually, but I'm thinking maybe I should just get my podcast and stuff first, you know? And to be honest, I get Game Pass and like, I get like probably an hour or two on a Wednesday, couple of hours on a Thursday. I don't get very long at all on the Xbox because I don't have time.
Yeah, you sit there and play Call of Duty all the time, and it's biggest pile of shit ever now.
It's not. It's really good.
It's pissing me off.
I played it last night.
I've been trying to get into it every opportunity I can because I've bought it. You're fucking welcome, by the way. I basically bought you that game.
I owe you half of that game.
I still owe you a mic. Just call it quits. Fucking... It just... I don't know. Because I bought it to play with you, I'm trying, but every time I play it, I end up, after a couple of matches, just getting absolutely destroyed, or not even destroyed, not even a get good destroyed. A kind of, what the hell? Why am I getting shot from behind 16 unshootable through objects, like impenetrable barriers that, like, yeah, if I'm stood behind a box, I'm asking for it, but I'm like 3 miles away and I'm just dying. And someone's appearing in front of me, and it's like, that's why I hate Call of Duty. That's why I steered away from it so long. And I do it every year. I did it with Advanced Warfare as well. I bought that thinking, wicked, I'm going to get back into Call of Duty. And I did exactly the same thing. Bought the season pass, and then everyone dropped it like a sack of shit.
Yeah, so I nearly bought the season pass, but then I got up to my credit card details and everything up on the screen. But then I just bailed. I just thought, nah, I can't commit to this shit. So that's the closest I've come. Maybe one day when I've got a bit more time. Maybe I'm just always busy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really am.
Well, one of the things that you're not going to need to do that with is Battlefield 5, is there is no season pass. So all of this shit about locking and maps away and segregating user bases, and are you playing with your buddy and, oh, I haven't got that map pack, and you've got all these guns because you've got that map pack and the weapons that come with it. It's completely removed from Battlefield 5. But I don't even know if I'm going to be getting the game altogether, because the trailer just... everyone's raving about it, but I've watched that trailer and I don't know what you think, but I'm like, what?
Firstly, it looks beautiful, right? There's a scene where the woman just turns around with the weapon. She looks real. She looks fucking real. She looks amazing. But I'm kind of like, what the hell is what is this set? Where is it? What's going on? I'm like, it's so confusing. Like, he's guy who's got a claw for an arm, so hints of futuristic, but it's been set in World War. It could be just an alternate universe. There was a game that did that a few years ago, which I thought was revolutionary.
It's just pure World War II. But I think they've sort of they made a name for themselves of like historical accuracy, and I think they've taken that and then have just gone, you know what, let's like take a few liberties. So like they've got game mechanics in this that are just not, you wouldn't expect it to be realistic in any way. Like you can get on the back of people and do stuff and mount things that you just wouldn't be able to do. It just doesn't make really any sense. I thought the game looked beautiful, but I thought it was like whether it was just pure CGI, but it seemed to go from CGI into in-game. Like they layered over a hood over it at least, and I was like, that's like too high contrast. I can't see where anyone's coming from, because they've gone with this like high-end extreme HDR look to it that's like, I can see the bullet traces of, like, I know where the fire's coming from, but I can't see a body. And that's always my problem playing Battlefield games, is that it's running 3 hours over a map, and then I just get pop, you're dead.
I got really into Battlefield. I think it was Battlefield 5, 4, 5.
Well, this is 5, so it can't be 5.
It's 4 then. It's got to be 4, because it went 4 and then it went Battlefield 1, didn't it? Yeah. So Battlefield 4, I really got into. I really enjoyed it. Like, because I'd never really played it before, because I'd always been scared of that kind of, I'm just going to die instantly. And it turns out I wasn't too bad at it,
Yeah.
But, we were slamming COD last week, and, rightly so. They released a trailer for their new Battle Royale mode. Didn't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, this actually looks good. The blackout looks really good. So it's like the biggest Call of Duty map ever, which could mean anything with Call of Duty. It could just be like a couple of centimeters bigger. But they're saying that you can use all the characters from all the Black Ops franchise, all the weapons, all the toys and things. And I'm like, oh, they've had some pretty cool shit in Black Ops. So I hate it when they do this. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not interested. Sorry. And then they're like, oh, actually.
Yeah. See, that's what happens to me every year. That's exactly what I was saying since Advanced Warfare, is that I get that, and then I take the plunge, and then I instantly regret it. I didn't, not so much with World War II, because I loved the campaign in it, but I wasn't able to get into the multiplayer like I thought I was going to be able to. And then Battlefield 5 as well, is that I just don't see myself getting into it, because the scope of it. You know what I mean? That same thing of running across the map for 3 hours and then getting popped off right just as you get to the action. It just, I don't know, it just bores me a little bit sometimes, even though I think Battlefield 5 is... Battlefield as the franchise overall, as in DICE's general IP, has better gunplay mechanics, and there's vehicles, this, that and the other. I think I'm just changing overall with what I'm into at both Call of Duty and Battlefield this year. For me, I don't think I'm going to be getting.
Nah. What else is out there though?
To be honest, when you've got games like Far Cry doing what they can do, and you've got a Vietnam DLC that is offering what Black Ops should be, you've got Mars DLC, Vietnam offering what sort of like Battlefield could offer, Mars DLC offering what Black Ops can offer, and then you've got Zombies offering what well, Black Ops and anything else, everyone does zombies. Games like Far Cry for me are more appealing. Yes, I haven't picked that up yet, but I'm starting to change those single player, you can go in co-op games are starting to become a little bit more what I'm veering towards, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. See how it pans out. I want to wait for more trailers for Battlefield 5 before I pass judgment.
Yeah,
it's confusing trailer that looks beautiful. That's how I feel about it at the moment.
Yeah, I think that, like, the jeeps flying through the air and landed, like, just stuff was landing on people's heads all the way through that trailer. I was like, that's great, but I need some gameplay. I need some idea of what this is actually going to all be about. They've got the potential to absolutely nail World War II, because Battlefield is just an incredible game. And the war stories, like Battlefield 1, the war stories are brilliant. The same is appearing in Battlefield 2. There's elements of the campaign where apparently, whether they're going for like a building set pieces out of like a horde mode mini like meta game, they've got like fortifications where you can go into any of the buildings and you can rebuild sandbags and stuff like that, and walls and build fortifications, which to me scream like they're going to throw in like how Gears 4 did. Like there's bits where it's taken straight out of the horde mode. Stuff like that it's all promising. The lack of a season pass is huge. That to me is the one barrier. If a game's got map packs, to me, I might get it if I've got some spare money and I'm having a weak moment. But if there's no season pass, instantly I'm like, I'm there. I'm in. So I just need that gameplay trailer to drop to hook me in.
If it's any good, I'll join you on that. I'd rather do that than might have a bit of a proper fist fight with my wife. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. she loves COD. Okay. So another disappointment this week was Jurassic World Live, which is the new app that was launched this week. I uploaded it for dinosaurs,
Dinosaur Go.
Dinosaur Go. And I was expecting to see dinosaurs roaming around my living room and stuff like that. To my disappointment, all you get is a blue map and dinosaurs that are down the street, they're down the street, and I can catch them. I don't have to walk to them anymore. I can catch them, and then you send a drone out, shitty looking drone, and you shoot it with, trank darts, and you've got to hit them on the circle, as close to the circle as possible to get them. And then you've got to wait a day before you get enough energy to do it again. And it just screams out, give us money. It's not like you don't even get much of a gameplay. You've got to collect the dinosaur DNA to build the dinosaurs, which you can then mash together and make hybrid dinosaurs. But you only get enough DNA when you get the packs. You have to walk to get the packs, and it's just like...
This is just everything that's... Mobile phones have ruined gaming because it's bled into microtransactions and DLC and all that kind of stuff. Is the timing behind it. Why don't you, just as a developer, go, we're going to make a mobile game, but we're going to get rid of all that energy refreshes in 20 minutes, buy the crystal packs, buy this, that, and the other. Just give us a video game just on a mobile phone, and I will play it properly. It's like when Super Mario Run thing came out, whatever it is, side-scroller. Yeah. I was like, wicked. Mario game on my phone, I'm in. Give us £10 to unlock anything more than level 1. Nope.
And the thing is, I nearly bought that game because it was pretty fucking good. I really liked it. My little boy used to sit and play it, but like £10 too much to pay for a video game, but a mobile game.
Yep, especially when you then have to do all of the extra waiting around shit as well. Like, do it if you're going to put all the extra waiting around stuff. Make it so that if you want to pay for that, then that's great. You're paying people to be able to download their free version of it, but allow me to do everything within a reasonable time frame on there and get hooked so that I want to buy those things. Not a case of, well, I can't get invested unless I prepare myself to pay for it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Because once you get people hooked, that's it. They will pay for it.
That's it. And I'm holding out for Ghostbusters World because I really need that to be good. They've ruined Jurassic World from like the way it looks, because I like their Facebook page and they constantly update it. and it does look like real AR. You go around and there's ghosts, and you have a proton pack and you catch it.
Yeah, the thing.
I will walk around in a brown jumpsuit, catching dinosaurs around Shrewsbury. I won't get video.
The thing is, they advertised Jurassic World Live as that, and it turned out that they were actually putting pictures of their Snapchat filter up to make people believe it was an AR game.
Yeah.
When it's not an AR game.
Yeah.
Which is just bullshit. It's things like that when like you lie to people and mislead them, get them excited, and it's just like, no, I'm not supporting that. But while we're on the subject of Jurassic World, do you want to do our new little mini segment that's going to be evolving for the first time on the show right now?
Okay, first, I think we should explain first. Huge friend of the show, Graham Arnold, Gray. He posted a question on our social media asking what we're going to explain now. He asked us a question, and it got us thinking of a new little segment we could do every week. And it was basically where we take a popular movie and we get people to suggest alternative plot lines. And my example was on the poster I put that, I was going to say Morty then, wrong show, that Marty actually goes back in Back to the Future, screws his mom, then goes back and finds out he's got deformed sons, dads, brothers. So, like, you get the idea. So you take a popular franchise and then you fuck with the plot, make it funny. And within 5 minutes of me posting up this poster, a friend of ours, Sarah, I'm not going to say her surname because this is quite looking meaty, which within 5 minutes, no thought, just casually, that Matilda got adopted by the McCanns instead of Miss Cutie, whatever her name is, Miss Sweetie.
Wow.
I was like, wow, that's fucking deep. That is like that thing.
That the segment's peaked already.
Yeah. Okay, so the first idea for this was from Graham, and do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so basically the idea of it is that Jurassic Park, the very first one, that everything went wrong because of Ian Malcolm. Basically, the alternative plotline, the suggestion is that everything that went wrong was deliberately tweaked and choreographed so that Ian Malcolm can sell more copies of his book about chaos theory because there's a big event behind it to make it sell. Which I love. I love the idea. But Graham, go suck a dick. How dare you speak bad about Ian Malcolm? He is God. How dare you?
Could you see me in the back? I was in the background. I was doing my camp Ian Malcolm thing. Because you've seen that trailer before. He's talking. He's so camp.
I like the idea of that, though. I think that's quite plausible that there could be a few switches that got turned off when Ian's there, sort of resting up after the tea. Well, I suppose at that point shit's already gone south, but when he's resting up, we could flick the switch off the raptor cage, things like that. Could have turned the power off. I know it was all the fat guy Dennis, but still.
No, not necessarily. What? So did Dr. Ian Malcolm summon a fucking typhoon to come and take over the fucking island? Because that's what happened. It was a huge hurricane, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to be fair, maybe he called up Gerard Butler and was just like, hey, so I've seen that trailer, Geostorm. And, well, plot's magical. And yeah, he gets Gerard Butler to sort of create a typhoon around Isla Sorna.
I've got an alternative plot for Jurassic Park. So they turn up to the park, right? They get in the cars, they go around, they look at dinosaurs, and they go home. They have a great day. That's it. I'd have loved that film. Oh, look, there's a Triceratops. Fantastic. There's a T-Rex. It's eating a lamb. Look at it. Oh, cool. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's an awesome film, wasn't it? Yeah, I really enjoyed that too. How real did those dinosaurs look? Yeah, they had no assholes, though. Oh, that's cool. There you go. Jurassic Park, the alternative plot by Alex Whiteley, sold 5 copies.
Yeah, so I want to hear everyone's sort of suggestions for films, alternate plot lines, things like that.
There was another one.
Okay, go.
That Chris Pratt's character in Jurassic World was the kid that gets owned by Grant in the first movie, and it's because of his newfound fear of dinosaurs that drove him to work at Jurassic World.
Yes.
Oh,
I can imagine that the scene in the new Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, where it's like the only hint to that is a moment of dialogue where he's just like, he's trying to capture Blue and he's explaining to the people what not to do when he's trying to get Blue off the island, and he just does the same speech, and it's just like, and it's not the one in front of you that gets you, it's the two from the side. Brings his fingers together, and it's just like, oh my god, it's him.
or that there's a time lapse, and that is actually Dr. Grant in the past, and that's okay. We won't go there. I was going to completely fuck that up. No, I like the idea of that, but I like Chris Pratt's character just being naturally unhinged. I think in the trailer they make it look a bit too dramatic. Him diving through the mouth of a T-Rex. What the fuck's that all about? It's like
God, Hollywood this up, bitch. The thing is, now I dare anyone to watch the new Jurassic Park film, Jurassic World, not thinking about the fact that he could be that kid. Just think about that. Every time he's on screen, he's that fat kid in the stripy T-shirt.
There's like little things like this that always exist in Hollywood. Like, for example, the idea that Spider-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming is that kid that Tony Stark speaks to in Iron Man, and he kind of influences him to become a hero. But where's the evidence? They say it's canon, but where? Is there a signed poster that Peter Parker's been carrying around with him since he was a kid? I don't know. Like, they come up with these theories, but they don't give us anything to back it up. So shut the fuck up, people, and make up your own alternative plot holes.
Wow. So yeah, I think we definitely need to do this, if not every week, sort of every other week. We'll want to hear your suggestions, and we'll bring them to the show.
As fucked up as you can make them, okay? Make them as big and as bold and as dirty as possible. Thank you.
We want to hear your best alternate plot lines. We have the best alternate Hollywood ever.
Oh, great. Okay, moving on to Dickhead of the Week. Short show this week, but we got to get moving. Have you got a Dickhead of the Week?
I don't, unfortunately.
I do. Okay. This was amazing, and it made me so happy. I shouldn't do, because I don't condone violence, but I also don't condone parking a gold BMW i8 in the middle of New York, causing a tailback of traffic and lots of angry drivers, just so you can sit on the bonnet and pose with it for your YouTube fucking channel. All right. And YouTuber Cody Person, they were having a photo shoot, but it wasn't planned, right? They literally just parked up right in the middle of fucking New York, Times Square, looks like, and some guy loses his shit, very much like I did in the parking lot, loses his shit, walks up to this immaculate looking BMW and smashes the windscreen with a baseball bat.
Nice. Nice.
But you've got to see the video to understand how happy I am about this, because I'm happy about this because they look like a bunch of fucking little dickheads posing on this bike. They're doing all the V's and the arms and look at my car, all nice, so good. And then some guy's just like, fuck you, punk. Bam, with a baseball bat. And just casually walks off. No one even sees it.
Yeah, so, awesome.
Yeah, so a very short Dickhead of the Week, but I'll try and find. I'll get it to work, and I'll put the link up on Thors-Kin so you can have a look at that.
Awesome. Shall we wrap it up there? Do a short one.
Yeah, a short one this week because we've both got places to be, and we've got to go and do other stuff now. But
adulting.
Yeah, thanks for adulting. Fuck responsibility. So thanks for joining us. Fuck's sake. Jimmy, talk for a sec, please.
Yeah, right, let's get the hell up out of here, because I think Alex is having a stroke by the looks of it.
Oh my god, I'm broken.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Make sure you tune in next week. Superhero Bar Fight coming up Wednesday, Thursday. Dickhead of the Week. Weekly Bizarre on Friday, and again next Monday dropping another episode of Thors-Kin Podcast. See you next week, guys.
See you next week. Peace out, y'all.